Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7 out today. Got some more summoning for you guys. That's right, this time around we're going to be jumping in and getting Hecate, who we're going to definitely test out immediately afterwards to see how good she is against the meta. But before we do that, I actually want to talk about this new wishlist system for the Covenant summons, which is actually really cool. I know some of you guys might be asking, like, Azza, what did you choose to put on your wishlist here? And I went with Setsuka because she's a relatively new unit and I want imprints for her. Assyria because my Briar Witch and some other units need triple S imprints. There's also going to be the new Assyria that comes out like later next year, I'd say, the next ML5. So there is going to be another version of her and I want imprints for that too. My Fire Ravi, I actually threw into my APOC Ravi for her imprint, so I need more copies of Fire Ravi to build up my original one. Genoa, just because I need another unit for imprints. Yoha, I actually threw my Yoha that was imprinted into Nurse Yoha, so I need to build back another Yoha with imprints again. ML Laika I want imprints for, and I apparently have like never pulled Laika before in my life. I think I've pulled like 2 copies total, so yeah, she definitely needs a few copies for. And Silverblade Armament I think is going to be pretty decent next season with Burns auto-detonating, so this is also just for Silverblade Armenta imprints, and I think she's only A imprint right now, so just working on imprints for me personally, right? And for artifacts here, I have Thorn the Blue Rose. I think I can show here, yeah, Thorn the Blue Rose for Crow, because you get some extra souls. I think it's going to be pretty nice for certain warriors, especially if I max it out, so I'm going to go for that. Obviously, you guys know Sigurd's Scythe, super strong artifact. I definitely need more copies max limit broken. I only have 1 at plus 30, and I have like 4 at plus 15. Same with Elber's Ritual Sword. I have 1 at plus 30, and I have like a few other copies laying around, but definitely want more copies maxed out for maximum chances to counter. I've only ever pulled 3 Bloodstones ever. I merged 2 of them together at one point, so now, and I pulled one like a couple weeks ago, so I only have 2 Bloodstones after playing for 7 years. I definitely want more, so because you can do some really cool builds with it, especially with Rangers getting the Frenzy, not the Frenzy, but the Warfare rule change where they have a lot of mitigations that take 40% less damage, right? Bloodstone could be really good for keeping your team alive. I think I'm 1 copy away from Renewed Will at being plus 30, so that's why I put that on here as well. And same thing with Abyssal Crown, just want more plus 30s. I think I have 1 copy, and that's on Silverblade Armintha. And last but not least, Spatial Temporal Fan, because it's an artifact I don't really have too many copies of. I think I have like 1 or 2, and getting it maxed will be kind of nice, so I can use it to stealth people, right? Especially again, because Rangers right now are getting that extra treatment in RTA, and kind of want to use this to help stealth things. So I think that'd be kind of cool. But anyway, you guys weren't here for that. You guys were here for the Hecate summons. Unfortunately, the new bookmarks can only be used in the Covenant summons. They cannot be used for raid up summons here, so you still have to use regular bookmarks. The new bookmarks, I forget the name that they called them, can only be used for those free Covenant summons, right? Ooh, here we go. Hecate immediately? There's no way, right? There's no way. I hope I get the artifact first, because I actually don't have enough powders for her artifact here. Please, artifact? Oh, please, get her artifact. Get her artifact. No! Ah, that is Wukong's artifact. I'll 50-50'd on that. Unfortunate. Again, I really hope I get her artifact first, because, oh, there's no sparks here. 4-star. There we go. Moonlight Dreamblade. Ah, God, it's so cool to see these units actually, these artifacts actually come to life as a playable unit. Another 5-star here. Please, artifact. A little skipperoo here. Artifact. Oh! Is Hecate a warrior? No. Okay, there we go. Come on now. Artifact. 5-star. No. Tagetel's Ancient Book, though, is very much welcome. 5-star. Oh, she's a thief. No? What is Hecate? Wait a minute. This is wild. Oh my gosh. There we go. The Tome of Life's End. It's, oh, she is a warrior. Okay. Yeah, there we go, guys. Wonderful stuff. I should have thought. Sigurd's Scythe. Of course she's a warrior. Wait. What? Oh my god. Merry Christmas to me, guys. Happy holidays. What in the... Yo, this is a... What a goated 10 pull. Oh my god, we got Hecate and her artifact. That is quite insane. Good luck to you guys out there who are pulling for her. Definitely wish you guys the best of luck. I might dip back into this banner later on, but I don't know. I might want to save my bookmarks for upcoming limiteds. Alright guys, you know what time it is. It's time to take a look at Hecate's build. So, we went ahead and immediately plus 15'd her because, why would you not? She is gonna be absolutely amazing in changing the meta of Guild War defenses and arena defenses, right? She's gonna make your life a lot easier, even if you can't really bring her into RTA, if people are banning her all the time, or if you can't farm for her, well, new optimal set, right? I would say the set that allows you to start with cooldowns and gives you extra bulk is probably going to be really good for her. However, because that's not available for me right now, I am going to be using a speed and immunity set. We pulled a copy of her artifact, so I'm going to test it out by putting it on her. Increasing damage dealt by 15% is always good, and dealing additional damage proportional to her attack on the target is also amazing. Again, this is basically a Uberius' tooth, right? So it's really, really nice. What we got here is speed and immunity, and this is the substats of all of her pieces. It doesn't look great, but hey, if you're trying to build a unit that doesn't need crit rate, doesn't need crit damage or effectiveness or resistance, you're gonna have a pretty easy time, I'd say. I see some people in my Discord server building her with a bit of resistance and stuff. Some people are on counter set. I'm gonna actually test her out with just speed and immunity, try to keep her alive, right? You can run her with Sigurd's Scythe if you want some healing, but I went ahead and just made her really bulky. 20k health, 1500 defense, and about 4000 attack. We'll see how that goes. If that damage is not enough, we'll up the damage, lower the bulk, and keep on testing, right? So on and so forth. But for today, we're going to be jumping into Arena, and we're going to see how she fares against Lady of the Scales and all of the other defenses that are out there. So let's go ahead and jump into our first match here against Lady of the Scales. This time we also have Harsetti with Setsuka, BBK, just really disgusting stuff, right? Evasion, Immortality. You got Harsetti here with limiting your speed. So we're going to counter Harsetti with the AROM, just giving us the immunity at the start of the match. And AROM also has the ability to reset your unit's skills, so I could just push up Hecate, reset her, and have her S3 immediately, which could be really useful here because we have more damage share, right? But anyway, what we got is AROM giving us a speed and vigor, which is good. I can try to go for... Ooh. Why don't we go for the... Ooh, actually, do I go for the BBK? I don't think so, because here's the thing. BBK can't get immortality because of Hecate, right, on our side. We could just try to chip her down. I could just try to chip her down here. Let's do that. We do get countered, unfortunately. We missed somehow. And AROM gets to go. Now, if I push up here, the issue is the Lady of the Scales also gets pushed up. I think we'll still take the turn, though. I will push up the Hecate. Let's do this. And honestly, if I just get rid of the BBK, then I think all is good. If Immortality can't even proc, and here's the thing, this is my first match using her here. I actually don't know how she's gonna fare, so why don't we just go for a normal skill 3, because Setsuka's gonna come in and strip our buffs anyway. So I'm just gonna do a normal skill 3 here. Probably overkill, but let's just do it. So see the animations, right? There we go. Oh, 26k, almost 27k damage. That's really nice. Now, given I did have a vigor buff to help us out, but hey, I could have soul burn for a greater attack buff for even more damage there, right? That's not too shabby at all. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, we are gonna go in for, I'm gonna soul burn this just to guarantee the seal. Alright, we'll dual attack with Hecate. There you go. Ooh, that's a really, hang on, that's a really sick dual attack animation. 1 second. This is kind of cool. Alright, unfortunately, ooh, Hecate taking a lot of damage here. His defense broken. Alright. We're just gonna keep attacking into the Setsuka. Okay. And the good thing about dual attack with Hecate is that you get to push her up. Right, she gains combat readiness. I'm gonna go for Setsuka here. There we go. We have the extra attack. This gives us stealth, so that's actually kind of nice. Look at that fixed damage, pretty good. Yoha comes in, and I think we can finish off Lady of the Scales. I can probably finish off Setsuka too, but Setsuka will attack, and she's single target. She'll attack Yoha. So let's just go for this. Right? Very nice. Wow, we're dealing with our opponent pretty efficiently here. Let's go for a skill 1. Do some healing for the team. There you go. Alright, Setsuka finishes herself off. Very nice. And this should have the damage halved. I don't know if Hecate survives. We do survive. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and seal the Harsetti. So now our speed actually matters. Yeah, look at this. Hecate turn cycling so much. I can definitely see why they only allow her to decrease her cooldowns for skill 3 with her S1 on her turn, right? You see this where she attacks all enemies, granting stealth, and decreasing skill cooldowns by 2 turns. That's only when you activate her extra attack, which can only activate on the caster's turn. Okay, so on the next turn I'll have another skill 3, but yeah, this is kind of nice. I can see why. If you're dual attacking with her a lot, if you're counter attacking with her a lot, I can see it being really easy to ramp her up and have her be absolutely nuts. Let's try to finish off with Yoha here. Probably should have soul burn, but it's okay. We get it? We got it. And look at that. Hecate makes things so much easier because BBKs, what immortality. Just focus her down immediately and you're good. So that first match went very well. Let's go ahead and take on a very similar team now for our second one. This time we have Lady of the Scales and BBK still, right? The immortality here that Hecate's counters. But we do have Bellion and Empyrean Ilanov. The main thing with Empyrean Ilanov is she has defense penetration resistance. And Hecate, well, she penetrates defense 100%. Through her passive. So with Empyrean Ilanov on the other side, it actually makes it quite tricky for us to deal damage with Hecate. Now the fixed damage might help a little bit, but keep in mind the damage share here is a little bit annoying. We are gonna just try and take down the BBK. Now, because we know the immortality doesn't even have a chance to proc, she won't be alive with 1 HP or anything, whatever damage sharing units in the front line will immediately perish, and you essentially have a 4v3 on your hands, right? Now, that's not to say that you're always gonna win automatically. In this case, what I'm doing is I'm bringing in Assassin Cartuja as a dark bait. And what that is Assassin Cartuja here will always be targeted by the 3 remaining light units, because the AI always targets with elemental advantage, right? And because Assassin Cartuja paired with Setsuka has a ton of evasion, I think 100% evasion, if I'm not mistaken, then yeah, he essentially always gets to dodge, right? He won't ever die? Well, I guess he can die, he can get whittled down, but he'll never get hit hard enough, right? And he's also pushing up the team's combat readiness and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and test our luck with defense breaking. The Empyrean Ilanov, very nice. Let's go with Hecate here, because if I can get rid of the Ilanov, then all the better for me, right? I want to try to use my defense penetration on my skill 3 to finish off my opponents here. So that's pretty good. Let us go for... I guess let's go for a skill 3 anyway, right? Get our fighting spirit up regardless. We have 80 fighting spirit, so we should be able to launch a pretty hard-hitting skill here once my opponent misses. Look at this. Beautiful. Lethal Whispers. Oh, great. Look at that. Second proc here. We should be able to take care of the Empyrean Ilanov. It might just be Bellion left. Let's see. Come on, Setsuka, you got this. Oh, beautiful damage, guys. Look at that. And now we got the Bellion on lockdown, too. Good stuff. Hecate will come in. She still has number S3 up. But we can say she effectively did her job in dealing with Lady of the Scales. The immortality, the damage share, it all ends up working against your opponent, right? So this is really nice. Let's just see if we can finish off my opponent here. Oh, beautiful. And there you guys have it. Hecate not doing much damage on her own, but you can see even against Empyrean Ilanov teams, just use her for her passive, and she already shuts down a ton. Well, 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 if it isn't a game of counters. With Hecate here, we're going to be countering, of course, the Lady of the Scales, and in a way, Genesis Roz, because once you finish him off, he can't revive, and he's usually placed in front of Lady of the Scales so that he gets the immortality. It makes him doubly hard to deal with, right? So what we have here is Bellion shutting down this Freerin so she doesn't get souls for her shield, and we have Rinok leading the charge. I feel like Rinok's going to be really nice to use with Hecate against these types of defense teams, at least in Arena and Guild Wars, just because you can pump out so much damage against Lady of the Scales that you really don't care about anything else, right? Look at this. We can actually bypass the Bystander Huayang too. So if we attack the Bystander Huayang, the damage share goes to the Roz, but really you're dealing damage to the Bystander Huayang. She should not proc off of this. And boom, look at that. The extra burst that you do to everybody gets shared to Roz, and he's gone. So there you have it. Essentially, an easy way to take out the frontline unit. Just use a bunch of burst damage up front, and you're good to go. Freeren's gonna come in, deal a ton of damage to us, but our Bystander Huayang gets the proc here, and luckily my opponent's Bystander Huayang will attack our Bellion. Oh, well there you go. Hopefully this doesn't kill Hecate. Even if it does, she did her job, so it doesn't really matter. And unfortunately, wow, that actually killed the Bellion. That's actually not good for me. I think Hecate goes down here. Yeah, Hecate goes down, so unfortunate. However, again, like I said, she basically did her job. It's just Bystander Huayang cleaning up now. I guess both of our Bystander Huayangs are just going to go crazy today. So that's fine. Look at that. Hecate went down, but we dealt with the frontline unit. We prevented Genesis Roz from reviving. We prevented him from getting immortality. And while we didn't get to see Hecate's S3, I think it's going to be really rare to see her S3 unless you're playing long, drawn-out fights, and unless you're running the new set where it allows you to start your match with a skill 3. You're probably not going to see it very often, but look at that. Still clean, still works out, and in no point was I in any danger of losing this, I think. So we dealt with Empyrean Ilinov mitigating some of our Hecate damage, but can Hecate actually work against things like Lionheart Sirmia, who actively punish her for her extra attack here? Let's see. We're going to jump right into this match here. Unfortunately, my opponent has Festive Ida as well, who can deal quite a bit of damage herself along with her debuffs. So we're bringing in Elena to try to help us out a little bit in terms of cleansing and healing and shenanigans. We'll see how this plays out, because this Festive Ida is already wrecking a lot of havoc on my team, right? Okay, BBK is going to go right after this Lady of the Scales, is pushing everybody up, and we do somehow survive. Now, hopefully we hit the Lionheart Sirmia. If we don't, we might be dead. Oh, there we go. So we hit the Lionheart Sirmia. There's no damage share because we ignore it with the Bystander Huayang, and so this BBK is a bit vulnerable. We're just going to attack the Lady of the Scales anyway. It doesn't matter who we attack here. The damage is still going to be shared to the BBK, as you can see, and we're doing pretty good. I could go for a skill 3, but do I need invincibility right now? Hecate is about to go anyway, so I'm going to pass on it. We're just going to S1. And Hecate, let's finish off this BBK here. There you go. Very nice. Even if we didn't finish off the Lionheart Sirmia, I kind of wish she didn't go down. I don't think she can kill us with a skill 3 just because of the bulk we have on Hecate, but also because Empyrean Ilinov is going to do Empyrean Ilinov things, right? So we're gonna be fine. Let's go ahead and attack the Lady of the Scales here. We'll heal up with Bystander Huayang Sigurd Scythe. Beautiful. And with Hecate hitting pretty hard too, I want to say that she is actually capable of using Sigurd Scythe, but you're only really recovering a lot of health on her skill 3. But hey, it may be worth it, right? May not be, but it may be worth it. Let's go for a cleanse here. Perhaps it's something we can try out, but I think that's more useful when we have the new set that allows you to start with your skill 3, right? That way you can start with your skill 3, you can maybe take a few hits, you're low on HP, and then you go into Sigurd range and you deal some good damage there. But yeah, even now, right, in this kind of a, I wouldn't call this a slow-paced match, but it's quite a bit of back and forth in terms of turns. Hecate's still not able to reach her S3 right here, yeah? She does get it now, so let's see the animation once more. See how much damage we actually do against Festive Ida, right? With a greater attack buff. So that's on a miss, and those 22k damage. That's, again, not awful at all, right? It is pretty respectable damage output there. So Hecate can hold her own. Okay guys, we got a fun one on our hands here. Setsuka, Genesis, Roz, Bellion, and FCC. Finally a team without Lady of the Scale, so we can actually try, you know, real combat here. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and jump in with a DJB, because my opponent has FCC, so we're going to barrier invert my opponent. This will soften up my opponent's Setsuka, and we get to push up our team too, so that's going to be kind of nice. The Zahak will be able to come in here and hopefully deal a bit of damage to my opponent. Let's see if I can push up, everyone's about to go. Let's just push up DJB, right? There we go. So we got an attack buff, crit damage buff. We have an increased hit chance. We should be able to take out the Setsuka here, even with damage share, I think, thanks to the DJB's barrier inversion. I might be wrong. Ooh, that's a bulky Setsuka. Okay, well, we're gonna have to take care of her with, there we go, with Hecate there. Beautiful stuff. And my Hecate actually is a little bit faster than my AROM, so I'm able to come in here and push her up, reset her. So now Hecate has her skill 3 available. And the main thing I wanted to tackle here was Genesis Roz. So we actually do have exploiting weak points, so we get 20% extra damage. Keep in mind I'm on her own artifact, so she does get 15% extra damage there too. Get an attack buff with the skill 3, and we're dealing almost 30k damage. That's without a greater attack buff, guys. That is really, really good. Oh my goodness. Alright, Hecate doing some awesome work. I think with the AROM right now, she's going to be fantastic, especially because she synergizes well with the Vigor buff. Defense and, you know, attack are obviously good for her. And the speed buff, a little underrated. The more she turn cycles, the faster she gets her skill 3 up, right? Just normally. Even if you have the new set, it doesn't mean she can spam S3 every turn. It's just that her first one is available at the start of the match. Afterwards, you still want to be able to use it. So getting the speed buff helps her turn cycle, and it does help her get through her skills faster, right? So let's go for, there you go, the skill 1 there. See if we can get some extra attack shenanigans going. Beautiful. I would actually like to see Hecate kind of used against, I want to see her used against, what is it? Not like Maid Team. I was just thinking Maid Chloe for some reason. With fixed damage, the only way to really counter fixed damage in a way that makes sense is to use FCC. Using Maid is not really going to help because we can't revive the team. But, oh, that's what it was. I wanted to use Hecate with a DDR. Yeah. I would love to use Hecate with DDR because this extra attack means that you can probably stack a bunch of Venoms. Now, given she doesn't have any effectiveness in her build, she might still be able to, with the effectiveness buff that DDR gives, apply some Venoms and such. So that could be kind of cool for some like extra turn shenanigans. We can definitely look into that. It could be fun. Alright, let's do this. Zahak will have the honors of finishing off the belly in there. And you guys having another match under our belt. Guys, I'm feeling good about Hecate. Usually in these trial runs, if I'm struggling a lot, the unit doesn't tend to do too well. But I'm having a blast right now, and things are going smoothly. Okay guys, for this match here, I'm actually going to switch Hecate to Sigurd's Scythe. Let's see if we can actually utilize her here with her healing output. Again, I don't know how it's really going to go because we don't start our match with a skill 3, but she is going to tank hits from Setsuka after Setsuka's first turn, and I'm assuming we're losing our first turn just because, you know, Witch of the Mirror Tenebri is on the other side and we're going to get controlled. Another Lady of the Scales, unfortunately, but that's just what defenses look like right now, and so it's what we have to fight. And we did get Crow to tank the Rinnock for us, which is going to be great. He hopefully will take enough damage that we can use the revenge damage here. We'll see. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a lot. Once the splash damage comes in, guys, the damage share on Crow's, you know, skill 3, kind of devastating. Alright, we did bring Genesis Roz as like the one unit who's actually immune to debuffs. I was thinking Bison Hua Young, but we've been using her quite a bit today already. And everyone, all of you guys have Genesis Roz, right? Or can get him for free. So I'm assuming this is a pretty decent unit to be using for us right now. Unfortunately, look at this, we get hit by the Setsuka, but this is also why I brought Lionheart, hoping that we do get countered. There we go, very nice. And because we did get countered, let's go for the Lionheart skill 3. Let's rip it. See how much damage we end up doing. Frontline unit, no immortality. Tenebria goes down, no damage share. And I'm gonna go straight for the Setsuka. Nice counter attack. Look at that, guys. Look at that counter. Beautiful, because Lionheart gets to go ahead and push up cleanse once again. Immunity, defense buff, all that good stuff. Oh shoot, Crow. I was gonna say Crow actually gets a chance to shine, but nope, he does not. Let's go ahead and seal the Setsuka so we don't have to deal with her anymore. Easy peasy. Oh, and by the way, once your opponent loses a unit, Genesis Ra is actually really good here because you get 70% extra damage, and look at how much damage we do. Yeah, we basically just cleave everything. So if Hecate can help you get rid of the frontline unit because Lady of the Scales damage share ends up killing it, Genesis Ra acts like a sponge and just comes in and mops everything up afterwards, right? Really clean. So far, guys, the tests have been doing really well. Let's go for another team where Hecate kind of counters my opponent's passives, right? Maid can't revive here with her skill 3. Lady of the Scales probably sharing damage with Genesis Ra. He can't revive, no immortality. And we're countering Free Run with just a Bellion here, right? Anytime you see a Free Run, slap Bellion into your team, you're pretty much good to go. So we have Empyrean Ilanov and Mediator Cowric, mostly because I want to get this immunity buff before Genesis Ra has a chance to kind of nuke everybody on my side of the field. So we're going to go for that. Lady of the Scales will cut, she's going to push up, yada yada yada. All the things that you know and love, right? But Empyrean Ilanov is also on our team for the defense penetration resistance. Freerun has defense penetration on her skill 3, very scary stuff, and so does Genesis Ra's, right? Super spooky, and we don't want to deal with it. So just mitigating the damage here, right? See, look at that. We are still eating a lot, like it's not, you know, it's not a light amount of damage that we're taking here, but thankfully Mediator Cowric, we are able to put up immunity. Or sorry, we had immunity for the team, but you know, Freerun stripped it. But we are able to put up a barrier, is what I meant to say. And hopefully with that and Empyrean Ilanov, there we go, we do end up surviving. Let's go ahead and just skill 3 into the Freerun here. Try and take her out as soon as possible, right? Especially because, again, we want to make sure that we get to survive. Ooh, Hand Guy is doing okay. Hecate's doing fine too. Let's go straight for the Freerun and see how much damage we do with the extra attack plus the fixed damage. Oh, hang on, sorry. We don't do fixed damage right now. We're on, forgot to mention, we're on Sigurd's Scythe. So we are kind of anticipating eating a bunch of damage and hopefully healing. Mediator Cowric's basically tanking everything for the team right now, so good on him, but that is not great for me overall. I should probably just focus down Roz himself. Might make things a little easier, yeah. Let's see though. Lady of the Scales attacking Bellion, nice counter. Beautiful stuff, so now we get to actually deal damage to Roz. Okay, so I'm actually going to go for a skill 3 here. We're going to deal as much damage as we can through 3F to this Genesis Roz. He's still damage sharing. Boom. Okay, not quite enough. That's alright, we're getting there. And let's see if Hecate can finish things off here. Ooh, Ilanov pushes up. Can we finish him off? So close. Alright, this will finish him off, and then we'll have the extra attack here. That'll do a good chunk. Ooh, see, now the damage is starting to come out, right, without the damage share. And I'm hoping that we can get a skill 3 up for Hecate to do some shenanigans, but I'm a little afraid right now of this Freerun. She's turn cycling quite a bit. This was meant to be a little bit easier than it ended up turning out, so we might be in some trouble. Alright, finally, we get to take a turn. Freerun getting low. Maid reviving. Maid's passive healing is actually the most annoying part of her kit, I'll be honest. Can we... Ooh, we do have a skill 3. I guess we just delete Freerun, right? There's no reason to let her live right now. I could technically delete anybody with this, but let's just go ahead and do this to be safe. 26k damage, not bad at all. And pretty much done, right? This is it. We have one more match to go for, so I'm gonna try to find an interesting team to fight against. I say that while everybody's defense teams are basically Lady of the Scales plus like Genesis Ra's plus 2 flex units. It's either like a Setsuka, a Frieren, a Bystander Hua Young, or just something super annoying like Ilana Rebellion there too, right? It's awful. But hopefully over the course of the next few days, maybe the next couple of weeks, as people are pulling Hecate and using her more, hoping that we get to see a shift in the defense team metas, where people actually have to think about what units to put on their defense teams, rather than just slapping Lady of the Scales on there and then calling it a day, right? Okay, wow, this one's actually dragging on. See, Soul Weavers and the whole, imagine if Makefully can still revive here, right? Is just disgusting. I will say, this is where I think Sigurd's Scythe is a little lacking. You don't have that extra damage, that extra oomph, that extra power, and I'm really starting to feel it and miss it here in these circumstances. So, yeah, I'd probably switch her, for the last match, I'm switching her back to her own artifact. But let's do one last skill 3 here to finish things off. Look at that, the Grim Reaper is here, guys. Oh, it feels so good. Her S3 is so satisfying. Can't believe they made a set where you can just start off with that, right? It's gonna be so fun on her. So I take that back, I'm so sorry. There was no other arena match. I tried refreshing several times, and every single team was a combination of Lady of the Scales, Genesis Ra, Setsuka, Frieren, Bystander Hua Young, and so on and so forth. So basically, the entire video you've been watching us fight the same comp, essentially, right? So yeah, I don't think you need to see another instance of that. We'll test out Hecate in Guild Wars. We're definitely going to be testing out in RTA, and if that stuff interests you, do be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that, especially if you're kind of, you know, waiting to summon for her anyway. You're trying to gather your resources and stuff. This is a great way to figure out what type of build you kind of want to go for. Maybe start farming some pieces of gear as well while you're at it. I think I kind of like this. The damage from 4,000 attack is honestly like enough. I don't think I would need to push it higher. Of course, a little bit higher to consistently reach that like 30k like damage threshold would be really good. But I do like the speed. I really like her bulk. I think she kind of needs it. She doesn't really have any innate protection for her, like anti-crit or evasion or anything like that. So having this amount of bulk is really nice for her staying power on the field. And of course, her getting the barrier, her getting the stealth, allowing you to kind of play with barriers and stuff on your team is also really useful. Okay, so I think Hecate is awesome. Let me know what your experiences are with her in the comment section down below. Do you love her? Do you hate her? I'm leaning towards I'm really liking what she offers, and she makes playing arena actually somewhat enjoyable again, because at least I can fight the defenses and not have to worry about Lady of the Scales. So with that being said though, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.